This Family Life News podcast is made possible by the support of listeners like you.
It's Staycation Destinations on Family Life. Each week, all summer long, we map out a unique opportunity for you to discover somewhere unique in Pennsylvania or New York, fairly close to home and fairly affordable. A hint on where we're going this week? It's a 5-letter word. No, you're not playing Wordle. You're heading to Leroy, New York.
You've already made the neighborhood fun.
Yes, it's the JELL-O Gallery. Sydney Harvey is a tour guide there, and there's a reason that this museum is called a gallery.
So marketing for the JELL-O product was largely successful due to the colored advertising. I mean, JELL-O is this beautiful dessert as well as delicious, and you can't really do it justice in black and white.
What will visitors see?
We have a lot of oil paintings that were commissioned that actually walk you through the process of making your own Jello. It was a big marketing tactic that they used, where they would show children making Jello up at the stove. So you kind of get to see a little bit about the process that it used to be and then the ease of what it is today, which is always really interesting.
Jello developed in Leroy just before the turn of last century. Who invented Jello?
His name is Pearl Bixby Waite. He was a carpenter who dabbled in herbal teas and remedies, and it's interesting because most people think that it's a woman because of the name Pearl.
How did they come up with the name Jello?
In 1897, when Pearl invented Jello, his wife May actually came up with the name, but the gelatin dessert have been around for thousands of years even. They just weren't instant and flavored. They took days to make, and you had to really do all that on your own. So the name Jello actually is just with this product.
There are a lot of desserts you can eat with a spoon, but there are a lot of spoons connected with Jello history.
There was a billboard in Times Square where there were over 250,000 spoons, and we actually have a few here.
And so I'll ask our listeners, what's your favorite flavor of Jello? Remember, there is an unflavored gelatin out there, too. But that was one of the special things back in the 1890s, that this Jello became flavored. What are the overall favorites? Do you match theirs?
There were 4 originally that Pearl created: strawberry, raspberry, orange, and lemon. And because we take a poll of all of our visitors, the favorite right now is strawberry, with cherry looming in just behind.
And there's some medical science lore that goes along with Jello. Sydney, tell us that story.
In 1976, a man named Adrian Upton, he was a university teacher in Hamilton, Ontario. We aren't sure why, but he did an EEG test on a mold of lime Jello, and he found that they had identical microvoltage frequency waves, which is about 8 to 12 per second. And then about 20 years ago at St. Jerome's in Batavia, they recreated the study on St. Patrick's Day because of the lime Jello color, and they found the same thing.
And there's also cosmetic advice. This is a question that people get all the time when they're giving tours at the JELL-O Gallery.
They want to know if Jello is really good for your hair and nails, because Knox had a very prolific campaign that it was. It's not.
While the Jello portion is collecting a lot of the attention, there's also a Jello wagon, a 1905 Cadillac, and other vehicles. Tell us about the transportation part of what people see when they come to the Leroy Historical Society.
We have a transportation exhibit as well as our JELL-O Gallery. Our transportation exhibit, because we're owned by the Leroy Historical Society, it just displays different modes of transportation throughout the years that this has been a town. So there's sleighs, carriages, and a 1905 Cadillac. And then we also have the Leroy House, which is a separate building, and that discusses the history of the town. Many people don't know that there used to be an all-women's university from the 1800s here in Leroy, and so there's a whole display about that. When you come to the JELL-O Gallery, you get to experience a wide variety of history.
Sydney Harvey is a docent at the JELL-O Gallery in Leroy, New York. You'll also find information about it at their website, jellogallery.org. And if you go to our webpage, That's familylife.org/news podcasts. You'll also find a link to a young toddler that won the competition this year for being the most picturesque child eating Jello. It's fun.
I didn't make dessert. Instead, I made some fun.
Watch it glimmer, see it shimmer, cool and fruity, Jello brand gelatin.
Thanks for coming along for Staycation Destinations on Family Life. I'm Greg Gillespie. Buckle up and enjoy your journeys.
Thank you for listening to this Family Life News podcast. If you've been encouraged by what you've heard, please share it with others and click the subscribe button to automatically receive future episodes. Family Life is a listener-supported ministry. Podcasts like this are made possible by your financial partnership. Find out more at familylife.org.